this is Edgar Parnell. In this session, I'll explain why the world needs co-ops, as well as many other types of self-help enterprises. I will refer to them all as SHEs for short, including co-ops. The self-help form of enterprise uniquely supports people in improving their own lives and at the same time helps bolster their communities and the national economy. So what are self-help enterprises? Self-help enterprises include cooperatives, credit unions, building societies, mutual insurance societies, and friendly societies, plus many other different types too. It's not always appreciated that the various types of SHEs are all in fact rooted in the practices of self-help and mutual action. My aim is to make clear the contribution that genuine self-help enterprises can make towards positively changing people's lives and the role that they can play in addressing some of the greatest challenges facing the world today. Let's start by thinking about some of the key reasons why self-help enterprises are so important in today's world. We need to remember that for the bulk of the world's population, daily life is a constant struggle. Even in better off nations, there's a growing disparity between rich and poor, and even the so-called middle class are battling to maintain their standard of living. But beyond the trials of everyday life, we now know that our planet is under threat from global warming and the degradation of our environment, primarily caused by careless human activity. Ordinary people throughout the world are facing a bleak future unless we learn to work together to solve our problems. So, what can we do to both improve the lives of ordinary people and help reverse the damage that human beings are inflicting on our planet? Well, one of the most positive steps we can take is to make greater use of the self-help form of enterprise, which is a form of enterprise that improves the lives of ordinary people and at the same time can help reverse environmental abuse. This form of enterprise uses a different economic system which includes a different basis of ownership and is based on achieving resource optimization. We cannot realistically expect anything to change if we continue to rely on businesses driven by profit maximization or on state-controlled organizations that all too often primarily benefit the political class that run them. Instead, we need organizations that promote fairness while helping people to move forward and break down the barriers that inhibit mutual action. When people work together in SHEs, they generate a cumulative strength that allows them to engage in problem solving and in activities that are beyond the power of any individual. Self-help enterprises intervene in specific markets in the best interest of their members. Genuine SHEs deliver real benefits to their members, benefits that should include developing their members' capacity to lead more prosperous and fulfilling lives. Millions of people worldwide are already members of self-help enterprises. They join and remain members because they help them to build their resilience to withstand the vagaries of the market and to respond positively to changing conditions. This contrasts with the approach of commercial businesses, which often generate their profits by exploiting the weaknesses of their customers, workers, and suppliers. Most fundamentally, SHEs need to be managed to achieve resource optimization, which is the alternative to profit maximization sought by commercial businesses. When people come together to form a self-help enterprise, they are looking to get a better deal. This means better not only in monetary terms. They also want an organization that they can always rely upon to act in their best interest and to help them to secure a better future for themselves, their families, and their communities. We are all both buyers and sellers of goods and services in a wide variety of markets, and one of the leading causes of people living miserable lives is that they have unequal power in the markets they rely upon for their well-being. The masses don't get a fair deal in multiple aspects of their lives. By running their own enterprise, members intervene in the market and get a better deal for their members. For example, housing co-ops provide decent housing at a fair cost. Borrowers and savers get a better deal from credit unions or authentic building societies where they can provide fair home loans. Mutual insurers offer honest cover for the risks we face in our daily lives. Also, consumers of energy, users of transport services, and those in need of healthcare, pensions and education, particularly when state provision is inadequate. Likewise, when people can't get a fair price for their labour, knowledge and skills, or for the things that they produce, grow or supply, they will all suffer when the market doesn't work properly. The market works against ordinary people whenever they can't access the goods and services they need on terms that are both fair and reasonable, and when powerful businesses dominate the market. When the market doesn't work as it should, people with less power lose out, especially where there aren't any effective SHEs, because those dominating the market are able to reap excessive profits at the expense of all others using a market. People who are members of truly effective SHEs will know that their own enterprises offer them significant benefits while at the same time changing the market in a positive way for all others. This is because SHEs often set new standards in the market, benefiting the wider community and the national economy. While governments may try to regulate specific markets and to keep markets open, free and fair, regulatory action alone rarely tackles the underlying reasons why people suffer in the market. SHEs can supply solutions that work when others fail. Investor-owned businesses often chase super profits generated by speculating on the movement of prices or of shares and commodities rather than being satisfied with a fair return earned in the real economy. Genuine SHEs are not-for-profit enterprises that don't get involved in speculation. Finance is usually globally mobile because finance has no fixed home so it gravitates to where profits can be maximised. Because SHEs are committed to their members who live their lives in specific locations, they remain when others abandon the market. SHEs don't need to wait for the economic climate to change. They seek to improve their members' lives both in times of recession as well as in times of economic growth. SHEs can also play a vital role in developing a nation's ability to compete in international markets. For example, in the market for agricultural produce, the presence of effective SHEs enables groups of farmers and other producers to compete in international markets. Working together, members not only get fairer prices, they can share in the added value to their produce by undertaking processing and packaging. This means that producers get a greater share of the value of their produce, which stays in the producing country instead of going to multinational companies. SHEs can challenge the underlying cost structure in a market because they focus on making more productive use of scarce resources and on stewardship. This compares with the short-term profit-taking which is common in commercial businesses. SHEs should supply the alternative to being reliant upon neo-monopolies and others aiming to exploit their position within a market. When people become aware of the benefits that SHEs bring to their members and their communities, they may well wonder, why is it that self-help enterprises are not even more dominant players in the economy? The answer to this enigma becomes clear when we understand that in most countries, the legal framework offered by the state for SHEs is woefully inadequate, and the education system virtually ignores self-help enterprises in the curriculum. Perhaps even more significant is the fact that too many enterprises use names that imply that they are authentic SHEs, when in truth they have mutated into organizations that don't focus on serving their members. This happens when the people running the enterprise have lost sight of the true purpose and function of their enterprises, and where the law does not prevent cliques of members turning enterprises into one that primarily serves the interests of those running it. These mutant enterprises emerge when an organization lacks the systems and controls needed to ensure that it remains focused on its true purpose and function, operates under member democratic control, and provides real benefits to its members. Setting up and running SHEs is no easy task. This calls for hard work, persistence, and a commitment to learning how they need to work if they are to do whatever their members want to achieve. This requires that the enterprise stays under member control and responds positively and swiftly in an ever-changing world. The world is crying out for truly effective self-help enterprises. However, if we are to secure the rapid expansion of this form of enterprise, we first need lots of more people who fully understand the self-help model of enterprise and the systems essential to run them successfully. To help kick-start this process, I have set out the information needed in a book I have called Enterprises That Change Lives. To find out more, please visit my website, Co-oppundit.org. Thanks for watching. I hope you'll join me for another session.